Hello, hello, welcome everyone to another series. We got Higurashi When They Cry. Seventh expansion presents Welcome to Hina Mizawa When They Cry. Start. Woohoo, alright, let's do this. Onikakushi. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Don't play tough, please just enjoy life in Hina Mizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. Alright. Ooh, that's creepy. It needs to get turned down just a wee bit. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Federica Berncastel? I don't know what that says. Whoa! It's a wee bit loud. This work of fiction, oh crap. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. Push. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my something. The mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. They are annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice, but that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. But when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Alright. Then why? This pain, my eye is getting moist. Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except, I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. I cannot speak today. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it all right just to take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind. With her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm. What? Just lift it up. Alright, right arm is being lifted. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Whew, alright. Interesting, very, very interesting. Perhaps I really did love you. Ooh. Higurashi When They Cry. Alright. Let's see what we've got going on. Alright. Achievement unlocked. Farewell. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I... Ooh, man, that's a little bit loud, isn't it? Let me turn that down just a wee bit. There we go. That should be good, I think. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. There's skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks. And the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Okay. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it really wasn't a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Kichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by... Oh! Kichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Wrong voice. Alright. Ooh, beautiful. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Man, the sound design of this game is beautiful. And look at that, man, it's gorgeous. I love it. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that, it's gorgeous. There, where I live now. I can never say this properly. Hinamizawa. There we go. Hinamizawa. Higurashi When They Cry. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Alright. Ooh, some chirping. Ooh, alright, look at this. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Ooh. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. Ooh. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. Hey, like my job. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Let me turn that up just a little bit. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. There we go. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg. Oh, no. Oh, text lock. Gotcha. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. I guess I clicked log by accident. My mom was such a good cook. It was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Kichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on! First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast. Oh, you haven't skipped class. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much look at breakfast when she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Music, amazing sound design. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Reina-chan? Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Ooh. Please thank Reina-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have saved them a little bit more. Morning! Did we get to see Reina-chan? No, not yet. Oh yes, Reina-chan! Kichi-kun! Good morning! Cheerful greeting was fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early! You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. Ah! Alright, if that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Kichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust. Without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. With those words, Reina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Ah, thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Reina. No matter how long. Forever? Reina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Reina? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she really did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says, thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say that they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I like to ask them before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Reina? Or was it your mom? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed. She began to panic frantically. I can't just say they were good? Come on, man. Was it you, Reina, or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion might change drastically. Oh, that's a terrible answer. That's just god-awful. Alright. Huh? She continued frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Reina nervously opened up and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she's just spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Mi-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ooh. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to diligent Reina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's I can't speak today. Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Reina, and it's been a while, Ki-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were much cuter back then. Mion's gaze startled at my chest, then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Oh god. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time, right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? Oh, I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell the fouling of the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Oops. Gotcha! Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble into near panic. Hey, well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb when it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. Oh, how was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping their dirty talk, and changed the topic to something more benefiting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral, I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? What's that? The thing I asked for? What did she ask for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in any toy stores. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Mi-chan? Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kichan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see? Westport was Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. This time I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room is kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. Sorry, my brain short-circuited there for a second. I need to turn up the music a little bit on my end. If there's a game you'd think, man, my brain short-circuiting. All right, if there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play it too. Heh, of course, Kichan is up for it. I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. That's not what I wanted at all. There we go. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Woo! Then we'll let you into the group this time. I guess. Bursting with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Right? Hinamizawa was really a small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. Oh wow. That class encompassed all different grades and ages. There were about 30 students at different levels, and they all studied in the same class. I'm told that long ago, there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something had happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up till then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Heh, too bad I wasn't gonna fall for that again. To think you'd give up being the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion, ooh, nice, dude. I love it, love the change. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. That's right, I remembered. What is this, you guys? Step back, Reina, it's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then, Sato Toko-chan is... Oh god. Uh-oh. Her name was Satoko Huju. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kind. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get that worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Sotoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kichan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Sotoko we're talking about. I doubt that this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Sotoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that were relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes! No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, the eraser is normal. Or this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upward as I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck in the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. Oh man, a potent and terrifying trap, my god. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser, an impressive combination, Sotoku, but in the end, nothing more than a trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open, closed, and stepped into the room. I felt something strange on my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. But by the time I realized she had me hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Ki-chan, watch out! Oh. Instinctively reacting to me on shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow! Ow, 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 ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. There's Sadoko. Alright, well, I think that's where we're going to end this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far. I know I have. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!